Hey, what's up, guys? It's Devin here back for Let's Talk NBA. NBA playoffs in full swing. Pretty good matchup so far here in the second round. Today I got a video for you, the top 10 players in the NBA, I believe, right now. And this doesn't have anything to do with the playoffs. I mean, it helps a little bit that if you're doing good in the playoffs, but it's just what I've noticed from this last year. And it's not just about this last year, it's about overall and potential and all that juicy stuff. But yeah, so I got my top 10. I'll have a couple honorable mentions before I get to one. But, all right, here we go. Also, before we start here, please subscribe to Let's Talk NBA. Spread the word to your friends. Also, check out my Instagram at Let's Talk NBA 123. Post a lot there. I do breakdowns of games in the playoffs sometimes on my live story. So, yeah, check that out. So, let's get started. At number 10, I got Paul George, forward from OKC. Now, he's always been borderline a great player, but this year he really took off, averaging a career high 28 points per game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.2 steals. He's a front-runner to win Defensive Player of the Year. He could be first-team All-NBA this year. He just had a great season, and Thunder kind of realized, and Westbrook even realized, that they were playing better when Paul George was the alpha dog. And yeah, they lost in the first round, but they kind of know what they need to do now. It's the best season Paul George has ever had. I expect him to keep rolling on this for a couple of seasons. And his defense, he plays so hard. There's not a ton of guys in the league that play that hard on both ends of the floor. He's perfect for the league now. He is 29. Him and Westbrook, though, seemed like a good duo, even though they lost first round again. That was a tough first-round matchup for them. But, yeah, Paul George is a great player. So I have him at 10. I don't know how higher he could really get over the next couple of years. I think this might be his max out, but he's finally turning that true superstar that a lot of people imagine him being in the NBA. So at number 9, I got Kyrie Irving, point guard, Boston Celtics. Big thing with Kyrie is he misses a lot of games, but he's one of the best point guards in the league, probably the best handles of all time almost. He's just a great curator, great ISO player, one of the best closers in the league. He averaged a career high 6.9 assists this year, 23.8 points a game. A lot of questions about where he'll go this offseason if he'll leave. I still think it dictates on how the Boston Celtics do this playoffs. They got a good series going with the Bucks right now. But yeah, Kyrie's a great player. He could definitely go up from here. He's just entering his prime. He's just got to stay healthy, but he's definitely one of the best point guards in the league easily. He's fun to watch. Just a great player in general. It was surprising when he wanted to get away from LeBron, but I get it, wants to be on his own team. But now there's all these rumors that he's going to team up with KD this offseason, which, I'm not sure why, but he's got a good thing going in Boston. We'll see. But yeah, I got Kyrie Irving at number 9. He'd definitely move up in his career in my list. Just entering his prime. Great ball handler. Starting to turn into a good leader somewhat for Boston. And yeah, he's a great ISO player, great closer. Uncle Drew at number 9. Then we got number 8. I got Trust the Process, Joel Embiid. The stud center, 7 foot, 25 years old. He didn't play his first 2 seasons and then just blossomed right away and was just an animal. This season just took way off. 27.5 points a game, 13.6 rebounds per game, 1.9 blocks per game. It's just a hell of a player. You can tell he's probably one of the most valuable players. Probably the most valuable player for the Sixers with the players they have. It seems like when he misses time or isn't playing that well, they tend to lose. He's kind of struggled so far in the series against Toronto, and I think he might be a little banged up still, and that's the problem with Embiid is it's hard for him to stay healthy. He finally wasn't really on a big minute restriction, but it seemed like towards the end of the season here and the playoffs kind of wore down on him, and he did play in 64 games this year. He still missed a good amount of time, but yeah, Embiid, beside the injury factor, he's an animal. He's a unicorn center. He's probably the best center in the league, I believe, right now. I mean, if you consider Anthony Davis a center, then I guess second. But Joel Embiid is just a freak. He's a great player to build around your team. He's very funny, plays hard. He's really gets the crowd going, gets his team going. I don't even know what his ceiling is. I guess the roof, as MJ would say. Uh, but yeah, he's a great player. Just got to stay healthy. But he's got so much potential still, and I don't even know what his max out will be for this rankings or how many points he'll average or rebounds. Could go down as one of the best centers to ever play this game. If he keeps it up, it can stay healthy. So I have trust the process at number 8. At number 7, I got the Claw and Kawhi Leonard, forward from the Toronto Raptors. There's all that, weird stuff last offseason with the Spurs. Got traded here. He's a free agent this summer. A lot of people believe he'll leave, even though Toronto's looking good in the playoffs so far. And, on the season, he averaged a career-high 26.6 points a game, career-high 7.3 rebounds per game. He had a great season for Toronto. They obviously managed his minutes and, not really his minutes, just the games he played. He played in 60 games this season, and now it looks like it's paying off as he's been just absolutely dominating in the playoffs, having a lot of 30-point games. Had a 45-point game in Game 1 against Philly that they won. Yeah, he's one of the best players in the league. Probably the best two-way player in the league still, one of the best. A lot of speculation that he's going to leave to go to LA next summer, which as a Bucks fan, I'd be happy about that. So there's one less team I have to worry about in the East. But I don't know why he'd want to leave Toronto. He's got a great thing set up there. They look like they can actually be a contender. They're lucky that Pascal emerged because I don't know how Lowry's going to fit in that eventually, as, he hasn't been playing well ever in the playoffs for a while now. Yeah, Kawhi's a great two-way player. Brings it every night he plays. He's got a unique style how he plays with his back and down fadeaways, his shot, plays hard in defense. Obviously one of the best defense players in the league. So yeah, I got Kawhi Leonard at 7 there, the Toronto Raptors. Now at 6, I got the unibrow, Anthony Davis. Yeah, Anthony Davis. Very interesting season this year, Demanded a trade and all that stuff and never got it, and then sat out a lot of games. It's just awkward ending the season, which I wish they would have handled that better. But yeah, he's obviously one of the best players in the league, could still be the best player in the league eventually. He had back-to-back averaging 28 points a game and 11 plus rebounds and 2 plus blocks last 2 seasons. This season obviously it went down a little bit because he missed time and he would play limited minutes. He missed a lot of games, only played 56 this year. He still averaged 25.9 points a game, 12 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks. He's a great rim protector, great scoring side. He's very versatile now. Injury history is just the worst thing, I always think he's so injury prone. He is, but last 2 seasons before this year, he only missed 7 games each year, which I thought he missed a lot more. But yeah, he's potential to be one of the best player in the league. He's got all the tools. 26, not even entering his prime yet. We'll see where he goes, if he gets traded or not. I would assume. I don't think he'll stay in New Orleans. Like next year he would if he doesn't get traded, but I would not see him staying there. But yeah, Anthony Davis is a great player. He's taking leaps every season. Just got to stay healthy, obviously, again. But yeah, the unibrow is just a special player and could be one of the best players. He already is one of the best players in the league, but he could be the best player in the league eventually. So yeah, at number 6, I have Anthony Davis. At number 5, I got Steph Curry with the shot. Been cooking with the dunk. I got Steph Curry at 5. Yes, best point guard in the league, in my opinion. He's been on a tear for the last 5 seasons here. He's changed the game with his 3 points, best 3-point shooter of all time. 31, still in his prime right now. He's in a dynasty team in Golden State. And this past season, he averaged 27 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 43% from 3. He's just impossible to guard. He's a great player. Seems like in the playoffs he always gets little injuries, like with his ankle or whatever. But it seems like Golden State's doing fine even when that happens. But he is definitely the most valuable player in Golden State, I believe. It's weird, KD obviously has been going off his playoffs, and he has since he's been there, but it seems like when Steph Curry doesn't play the best, they struggle a little bit. Steph Curry is just one of a kind. I don't know how many players will be like him in this league. It could wear down on, younger kids not wanting to model their game after him, but yeah, Steph Curry is just one hell of a player, one hell of a shooter. on the best team in the league, and yeah, I got Chef Curry, number 5. Number 4, huge fan of him, my favorite player in the league, but I think he's still got a leap to take here, and he's still so young. So at 4, I got Giannis Antetokounmpo, MVP favorite this season, average career high in points and rebounds, 27.7 points a game, 12.5 rebounds a game, career high in assists, 5.9, 57.8% from the field. He's just a freak. I don't even know what I can say about him. Obviously, if you watch him, you're just stunned. He's crazy. He's only 24, 6'11". He's gained 51 pounds of muscle since he's entered the league. I'm hoping he can win another playoff series or 2 here in the playoffs. But yeah, he's an MVP favorite. Definitely can be the best player in the league very soon. He's got all the tools. His 3-point shot's looking better. He's 5 for 9 against the Celtics in 2 games so far. But yeah, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I got at number 4. Can definitely grow. I just don't think yet he's the best player, even though he is the MVP favorite. And number 3, I got the Fear the Beard, James Harden, another MVP candidate this season after winning it last year. He's just been on a tear ever since he's come to Houston, averaging 25-plus every year. This year, just ballistic, 36 points a game, 7 assists, 6.6 rebounds. He's changing the game too. He takes advantage of certain ways to get fouls and all that jazz. He's very unique how he plays, fun to watch. He breaks down the playoffs a little bit, but stuff happens, and he's one of the best players in the league, and he's going to stay like that, 29 years old. And yeah, at number 3, I got James Harden. At number 2, I have LeBron James. LeBron James is still neck and neck the best player in the league, I think. And people argue this is his worst season ever. It's the least amount of games he's played in his career, but he still averaged 27 points a game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 51% from the field. LeBron's still the best player basically in the league. I just think we'll see who number 1 is, obviously, who passed him right now, but he's still one of the best players in the league. He's still doing it at 34 years old. I hope the Lakers can figure out so they can be good and so we can watch him in the playoffs again after he made the finals so many straight years. LeBron's one of the best players of all time, and he's getting older, and I think it's just other guys are going to start jumping him soon here just because of his age, and he's going to not be able to do as much. But yeah, I have LeBron James at 2. It's definitely still 1A, 1B probably with my number 1 guy, but just right now I think he's number 2, but it's not by that big of a margin. And then quickly here, my honorable mentions that didn't make the top 10 list that definitely could next year or in the future. I got Nikola Jokic, Nuggets, Dame Lillard, who's having a hell of a playoffs for the Blazers, Karl-Anthony Towns for Minnesota, and then Westbrook for OKC. He's on the border. Just that playoff loss really got to me, and yeah, for him. So number 1, Kevin Durant. Yes, Durant has taken over my spot over LeBron. He's just dominating the playoffs, If he does leave next year, you'll see his numbers skyrocket. He's averaged 25-plus points a game every season since 2008. He's just one of the best scorers of all time. You can't stop him. He can shoot over anyone, 7'5" wingspan. He's still in his prime. He's on his way to winning probably another championship here for Golden State, and I hope he leaves so we can see new teams emerge here in the NBA. But yeah, he's the best player in the league right now, I think, and it's still not that big of a gap between him and LeBron. I just think Durant's the best player right now in the league. And I know it helps he's playing with great players in Golden State, but we know how good he was before with just Westbrook, and we could see how good he is too if he leaves and goes to New York or whatever. But yeah, number 1, I have KD. So that's my video, guys. That's my top 10 NBA players I believe in the league right now. Please subscribe to Let's Talk NBA here on YouTube. Comment. Follow my Instagram at Let's Talk NBA 123. Really want this to grow. I think I put up pretty good content. And yeah, so NBA playoffs still in full swing. Fun to watch. If you follow my Instagram, I'll still do a lot of posts on my story about games. And yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Devin out.